really quick tutorial video, quote unquote, for 8.0. ISG. Go to the back side of this spot right in front of me, the one I'm standing on here. The back side of it. Line up the left side of return, the A button. So I'm looking over here. So the flat side, the left side of the R with, it's really hard to see on my screen. There's a certain line along the back thing that I line it up with. I think it's this one. Really hard to tell from me though. That way I can just target and then go right down, and then it'll be lined up. And then when I when I drink the milk, I want the hook shot to be on the back side, the furthest away side of the hook shot tower, like so. I've been holding left during the actual milk drinking scene, and that'll actually snap the camera. There is no transition that doesn't turn, it snaps. So if you do that, make sure to, if you're gonna side hop right, don't do a side hop up. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. Keys can be really annoying, and I think I don't know if it's always if it's sometimes guaranteed at you. There are a lot of times where it's just off in the corner, just does not care, whatever. But that was probably because I was taking my time. Okay, so case in point here. I'm going to just make save states as I go. Okay, so another thing, don't be late on targeting and side hopping, or else that's going to throw off your angle a lot. I do 4 side hops to the right, target here, target left. I do that one target because if you try to do ESS up instead of ESS right, it's just really dumb and stupid for whatever reason. So do ESS right, do whatever you want though. Target, hook, target and hook of course. So this frame where the hook shot dot, red dot is like just to the left, not in the center. So the second frame it appears, hold down. First frame that it reappears, there. I'm gonna hold up left. I'm also gonna do equips here. Remember, you cannot equip a 2 immediately. If you equip over the hook shot, you need to wait a couple of frames to put the hook shot away, and then you can pull out the 2. Anyways, up left, pull a 2 when you can. And now I am looking for this whole thing, this texture, to be behind the camera. It might be just a little before that, probably doesn't matter too much. So basically what I'm looking for is like that on my screen. Okay, so you guys can still see it. I just have my screen cut off. At this point, hold up. Now, fun part. This frame works, probably the frame or 2 before it, I'm not really sure. But frame or 2 before this requires, or this frame and maybe the frame before it are a little derpy with the setup for the hover. I'm going to explain these after, but I will make a save state. Anyways, holding up. Okay, so 1 and 2, -1 and 1, -2 on the YVL is what I'm looking at. Right here are the same for the setup after this. I haven't tried -3, it might also work, I honestly don't know. Easy visual cue though, if you're pausing, just look where this texture meets the side of this box, the screen description box, I guess, screen title box, whatever. Anyways, if it's lower but still touching, you're probably on for the Y velocity is 0. If it's here, Y velocity of -1. If it's higher, -2 for the Y velocity. And 1 and 2 are just -1 and -2 are the same, so just, you know, use this for both of them. Okay, I'm going to do this in a very particular manner. Where's my save state? Okay. Alright, so holding up from the pause buffer, okay, it's -1. As you can see here. Let me just go back to movement. Okay, there we go. Nope. Really? Okay. Alright, Kizzy, come on, work with me here, bud. Alright. Target on this frame with shield. Then just do shield for a frame. And then target again. Otherwise, you have to waste another chew in order to do the unlock. This is the only way to do it, as far as I have tested. Feel free to test more after me, though. With pause buffering, looks more like this. Thank you. Shield on target, shield on target. Okay, so target absolutely has to be done in an unpause lag, but shield can be held ahead of time if you want. Hold shield. And now I'll do shield on target. So I'm just holding shield throughout, but I'm repressing target in the unpause lag. And there you go. When you release target, you will be untargeted. Fantastic. This probably looks similar to a different setup. Alright, ESS, well not ESS, angle change down. If you don't know how to angle change, just make Link walk off to the side, in a direction off to the side, center. Let Link start to autocorrect toward that with neutral, and then when he's doing that, press snap. Okay, now similar concept. Let him do his thing until this frame. You get angle 1C, 2C, and if you want to experiment with visual cues, be my guest. I think okay one is the feet kind of split apart, so you can kind of see his foot much more around his hand. So I'm looking right here, just looking at it right now. So okay, that's 2 frames before. Sorry. 1 frame before. You kind of see his foot isn't really covering the bottom left of his hand, but the next frame you can most clearly make out his hand around his foot around his hand. Alright, anyways, target on this frame. I don't have a visual cue for this worked out, but what you're looking for is the mega flip and -10 in a Y velocity. Obviously you don't have that in a run, so you need a good visual cue. Guess I'll try to look for one real quick. Nothing immediately stands out. We'll probably also be pausing during this. Okay, there's something decent enough. Wow, that actually works out rather well. Okay. So what I'm looking at, you don't necessarily have to pause, but it won't affect it, is right around the B button, this window here, whatever you want to call this texture, and I'm looking at the gap between them. Once you get to -10, okay, so -9, there's just a little bit of a gap between the B button itself and the window, whatever you want to call it. Not the sword though, the sword handle is actually touching. But the next frame, they're definitely close. So that's what I'm looking for, sharp angle here. Okay, they're touching, the sword, it's touching. Handle, whatever. Handle, and there's a lot of overlap there. Noticeable anyways, and even if you're pausing, you'll just notice it in the actual unpause lag. Okay. Huh. Okay. Sometimes the camera pops up, sometimes it doesn't, and I think it's because I target or whatever. I'm not really sure exactly. So I guess don't try to target and the camera won't go up. I don't know. Alright, so now it is a distance hover. Try to be particular about that. 3 fast flashes and backflip. Pull another bomb. Wait until the first explosion frame. Shield drop it. Backflip. Then when you get Y velocity of -1, you're able to drink the water, or it's when you can hear the shield get put away, and when he starts putting the shield away. Okay. Hopefully that's not too far back, actually. I'm gonna make sure real quick. Well, that sucks. Not too certain what I would have done differently that would have put him back further. Excuse me. I don't know. Guess it was the hover itself. So don't go back too far during the hover. So I guess red is the third red flash appears. Sure. Okay, that I think will work. No, it's on a slope still, man. Okay, I guess an in-between hover. I'm pretty sure that that's different, but whatever at this point. Okay. I hope that works. Thank you. Okay. So, a couple options here. We're just gonna try massing pause at first. And hopefully get a first frame pause, but you have options if you get second or third frame pause, but it's different from your first frame pause. So options between second and third frame, it's the same setup though, so don't worry about it too much. What you're looking for is if the well, you just want to watch Link. If he moves at all, then you got a different frame. If you can see the camera bars start to recede, you definitely were late. If they don't start receding until after you pause, you're fine, I guess. Look like specifically the bottom one. Anyways, if you get first frame bottom, what the heck? First frame pause, then you can just hold down and then target any unpause leg, and you'll have a straight back walk toward the switch. If you're even a frame late though, this will not work. Thank you, cameras. Anyways, second and third are just about the same. Just do it for third for kicks and giggles. You go to target with neutral, let a frame pass, start holding right, and I'll continue holding target till about that frame. I think that's the frame. Start holding back. A little different, but it can be done. I wonder if frame 4 works. 3, 4. Nice, okay, so you got plenty of frames. Alright. I just realized I'm recording with music on. I didn't even notice it. Ah, shucks. Well, hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted in. Plenty of frames then. Okay, cool. That was 5 frames. Alright. One last thing to go over, I think. Excuse me. Okay. Did that actually work? Okay. That scared me for a second. So you're still gonna get angle 1C, 2C. If you get the frame with a negative 0 y velocity. And again, you would tell based off of the pausing visual cue with the height of the background along the actual pause menu. Anyways, if you get it like where the line is just at the bottom, you can still go for it, but you have to do something specific. And that is to get a not quite like that. Basically hover back right, that way you can actually it's basically the offset from the switch is a little weird, just so happens with the frame data. I don't think this will work, but I'll give it a shot. It was kind of a height hover, and you really need to get a bit of a distance over there, I think. Unless I somehow got further back. Yeah, that's way too far forward. Also looks like that for this one you just want the hilt of the sword, or the handle of the sword to touch. There's going to be a little bit of a gap between the B button and the window. There we go, something like that I think. That still might not be. Oh, it did work. Okay, cool. So then in that case, same as before. Frame 1, or holding right till release frames and back walk. Okay, first frame then. Does that mean this is versus second frame? Okay, that worked. Okay, third frame worked. Yeah, so first, second, and third frames work. Anyways, that's all the data that I'm going to go into. hopefully this uploads and stays upright. We record it at some point. Good night. Have faith, have fun.